Now, developing this morning, there are still no arrests following the shooting death of a Jacksonville rapper known as Julio Foolio.
Foolio had been shot at least 3 times in the past 4 years. Foolio was shot in 2020 in Houston, and in 2021 and 2023, he was shot here in Jacksonville.
Rapper Charles Jones, known as Julio Foolio, shot and killed in Tampa. Tampa investigators are urging people right now to come forward and help solve a rapper's murder.
Popular Jacksonville drill rapper Charles Jones, who performs under the name Foolio, was shot.
Well, Florida rapper Julio Foolio was shot and killed in Tampa.
I mean, unfortunately, I think young people think this is a game. And, you know, there'll be comments about this in the statement that I make, and they make it like it's a video game.
26-year-old Jacksonville, Florida rapper Charles Jones, aka Julio Foolio, was murdered June the 23rd of 2024 while celebrating his 26th birthday. It's no secret that Julio Foolio was a controversial figure who was embroiled in a violent street war. The rapper, who became famous for dissing his dead ops, had finally met his fate.
You just released a hit record, and you previewed it on Instagram. And the caption for a lot of blogs were, "Did he take it too far?" It's like, you know, when they did the diss record, it was cool. When you did it, it was, he's going too far. You know, talk about that.
That's what I don't get. How I took it too far when they made a song first. Speaking of, once the dead get involved, it's already too far. So anything after is no more limit to it. You get what I'm saying?
Upon his death, rumors would explode over the internet. In a not-so-shocking turn of event, his biggest ops, Young and Ace, would drop a diss track taking credit for his murder. These are the details of the military warfare tactics used to murder Julio Foolio. The inverted wedge is a military formation resembling a V or inverted triangle and is sometimes known as the V formation. In the inverted wedge, 2 units advance abreast of each other and a 3rd unit follows behind and between the two. The inverted wedge is particularly effective for encircling the target. The leading men envelop the object to the right and left, while the remaining man is free to search, attack, or support one or both of the leading men as the hit requires. When you're living the life of a gangster, you must keep your head on a swivel and know how to move. Your reaction must be swift, precise, and decisive. Anything less will more than likely get you smashed, as what would be the case with Julio Foolio. Shocking new video would make it clear that Florida rapper Julio Foolio had almost no time to react when gunmen approached him outside a hotel, firing into his car, killing him.
At this point, it's part of the investigation, but it seems that they might have been coming here to the hotel to get a room.
After a social media post from Julio Foolio said he and his friends were kicked out of an Airbnb. They found themselves at this Holiday Inn, where hotel guests like Jeremiah Claypool had to be escorted to and from their rooms post-gunshots.
The shooting went down in Tampa on June the 23rd, just 2 days after the Jacksonville native's 26th birthday.
A birthday celebration that took a turn for the worst. Now cars filled with bullet holes are at the center of an investigation to find out why famous rapper Julio Foolio, who just turned 26, was shot dead early this morning.
In the surveillance video that was shared from the parking lot of the Holiday Inn, the footage shows the gunmen waiting for Foolio's black car lined up in a V-like formation. The video unfolds with a masked gunman dashing through the parking lot at around 4:37 a.m. with what looks like a semi-automatic rifle as he begins to unload on Julio Foolio's car. The car hits a curb as Foolio and the other occupants of the car tried to speed around a corner and dodge the hail of bullets. If you watch the footage closely, there will be what appears to be other men at a distance lined up in the V-like formation as well. The shooter fired from point-blank range as Foolio attempted to jump in the back seat of the car. I'm going to slow this footage down in super slow-mo so that you can get a good look at the formation that the shooters was lined up in. No need for all of the red scribble-scrabble with arrows and circles. This footage is slowed down enough for you to see the actual occurrence. Ultimately, Julio Foolio would be killed during the attack. The 3 other people in the vehicle were left with 9 life-threatening injuries. The suspects made a clean getaway, but are alleged to be on the radar of law enforcement.
Now the next thing is these groups, I won't name them, they know who they are. We're not going to tolerate any retribution, any revenge. We're going to watch. We're going to be around paying attention to what's going on. But it's unfortunate. It should never happen to our kids. And I've never seen so much devaluing of human life.
If this alleged shit were true, the men would have already been arrested. After his violent death, Julio Foolio's mother posted a statement in which she made no excuses for her son's gangster lifestyle, going on to promise to release a documentary on his life.
We will not tolerate revenge and retaliation. That's the message from Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters after a Jacksonville rapper was murdered in Tampa. This is new video showing cars full of bullet holes. The rapper and 3 others were shot while in these cars.
I think everyone feels the same way, that this is not something that's okay. This is not something we're going to tolerate. And we're going to pay very close attention, so don't get involved.
This has been one of the top stories on our website since we first brought it to you yesterday. The murder of rapper Julio Foolio. His real name is Charles Jones.
Foolio was killed in an ambush-style attack in the parking lot of a Tampa hotel yesterday morning. That was hours after he posted his location online for his 26th birthday party.
And now Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters tells us his detectives are paying extremely close attention to clashing groups after Foolio's murder to make sure the violence doesn't spill into the lives of civilians.
News for Jax reporter Tarek Miner spoke with Sheriff TK Waters and a retired detective whose life was also affected by street violence.
New images tonight from Tampa showing just how many bullets were fired into 2 cars, including the one that rapper Julio Foolio was riding in. 3 others were also shot. It happened just hours after the rapper invited his fans to celebrate his 26th birthday with him at an Airbnb, sharing his location with the public. Less than 48 hours after the murder, Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters had this to say about the potential for retaliation in the River City.
We're not going to allow you to just arbitrarily run around and spray bullets into people's houses and cars, and it's just something that we're going to pay very close attention to, and I want the public to be vigilant.
In a news conference this morning, Waters says he's never seen so much devaluation of human life, referring to music videos produced by Julio Foolio and others, which reference young men being murdered in Jacksonville. Waters says his detectives aren't only following online leads in this high-profile crime, they also plan on beefing up surveillance of known rivals and surveillance of Foolio's allies.
If it takes us following them one at a time, we'll follow them one at a time. Maybe surreptitiously, maybe overtly. You don't know, but we're going to keep them off balance. So you can't come in here and start shooting up neighborhoods and cities and cars and doing whatever you want to do.
News for Jax also spoke with retired JSO Detective Kim Garner, who worked with the department for more than 26 years, sharing with us that his son, Kim Varner Jr., was murdered in 2015, and his son's name was mentioned in one of Foolio's raps.
Some of the things he said in his music, he mentioned my son's name. You know, I lost my son to violence. He mentioned my son's name in one of his songs, and he had nothing to do with it. He definitely had nothing to do with it, but he mentioned my name. And I get it. He's trying to make music, get street cred, and build a reputation. But I mean, you go about it the wrong way, this is the outcome of it. So
Varner says he's hoping other young men can learn from Foolio's death and use their celebrity status for the greater good.
Look at all the rappers now that are now movie stars. Those guys came from the streets. They came just from the dirt, like we say out here on the streets. They came from the dirt, and they got it. They made it, and they kept going and going and going. Now there are Busta Rhymes, Ice Cube, 50. I mean, it's a ton of rappers out there. Jay-Z that went to the movies and are making their money, you know, legally.
Julio Foolio had been shot at least 3 times in the past 4 years. Foolio was shot in 2020 in Houston, and in 2021 and 2023, he was shot here in Jacksonville. Right now, police have not released any suspect information, but JSO is working closely with the Tampa Police Department on this investigation.